Yeah, what's going on, guys? I'm going to be bringing you my Stamina Dragonknight dual wield and 2H build. This thing is a monster as far as stats, survivability, tankiness. Uh, it can handle any class, like tanks and healers, which are mostly the 1vx ruiners. So I'm just going to get right into the stats, and I'm going to start out with a screenshot because it's much easier to look at the stats that way rather than try to proc everything. Alright, so getting into the stats, we have 15k mag, 25.4k health, and 33k stam. We have a lot of magic because we do have a bunch of magicka abilities. We actually have 4 that we use. One of them is our stun, and also another one is wings, which helps us with survivability. We have 800 magic recovery, 494 health recovery, and 1536 stamina recovery. The stamina recovery seems a little bit low, but we are in heavy, so we can get our resources back by heavy attacking. And since we have so many magicka abilities, we're not always casting stamina abilities, so it kind of indirectly helps our stam sustain. We have 4.7k weapon damage. That is a ton of weapon damage for a dot build, along with the 36% weapon critical, which is really nice and heavy. That gives us a ton of chance for healing and even more damage. We have 32k spell resistance and 27k physical resistance. That is with blood spawn procced. Like I said, this screenshot is with all my sets procced. We also have 2903 critical resistance. I'm using the Serpent Mundustone, and this is with a tripod popped as well, which is what I'm always using in all of my 1vx videos. Alright, since you guys have already seen the stats, just going to get right into the gear. I use Tri-Stat Food. We need all 3 resources. We use a Battle Axe of Hunding's Rage. The reason that I use an axe is because it has a chance to proc a bleed, which is another dot. Also, they go through resistances, and that helps handle tanks and healers. You're going to want to make it Nirnhoned, and you're going to want to use double dot poisons. That adds 2 more dots, and also Dragoknights get extra damage to their poison effects. On the back bar, you're going to want to use the Master's Axe and the Master's Dagger. I know I have a sword right here. I just don't have a dagger. You could also use another axe for more chance to proc the bleed. I just like the dagger because it gives us more crit on our back bar, which helps our heals. You're going to want to make, on your main hand, Nirnhoned with increased weapon damage enchant, and this is also a preference. You can have either precise or powered on the back bar. I like the precise because it helps my healing and my damage. It just gives my healing more chance to proc as a crit. It just gives me both things, so that's why I choose the precise. The powered is going to give you more healing, which is really nice also. Like I said, all preference. And then you're going to want to use a disease enchant on it. For our monster helmet, you're going to want to use blood spawn. It's basically the bread and butter for Dragoknights, since you do get sustain and you get some recovery or flat recovery from it. You generate ultimate every time it's procced, and it procs quite often, and DKs get their resource recovery from ultimates. This is the only tri-stat that I use on everything. Everything else has max stam. We use 511, and our second set is Fury. I already know that a lot of people don't like Fury because they don't feel like that it will stay procced. I'm going to show you guys a clip later on where I'm using it, and it stays procced through the entire fight. On the jewelry, we have 1 stamina recovery, 1 magicka recovery, and 1 infused weapon damage. The other 2 are robust. Getting into the skills, for our ultimate, we've got Dawnbreaker of Smiting. The reason that I use this over Leap is because, again, it adds another dot. And then it also gives us more weapon damage on the front bar. We got Rally for our burst heal, Venomous Claw, Fossilize. That's one of those Magicka abilities. This is going to be our stun. It's really amazing because it's not able to be blocked, so that also helps you deal with tanks. And with 10 different dots ticking on tanks, they can't heal through that because it's a dot. You can't block a dot. Noxious Breath and Reverse Slice. On our back bar, we've got Reflective Plate. This is how we remove snares. This is also how we stay alive and avoid dodge rolling all the time. It also saves stamina that way. And not to mention, it just reflects everything off of you, so it mitigates a ton of damage. We got Fragmented Shield, Blood Craze. This is what our Master Weapons buff. Volatile Armor, and Resolving Vigor. And I use Corrosive Armor on the back bar. You can use Werewolf too. I don't really play Werewolf that much, so I just stick with Corrosive. Alright, I'm just going to skim over the CP real quick. If this doesn't work for you as well as it has for me, then by all means change it. Most of CP is completely playstyle based, so if you find something that works better for you than it does for me, then, you know, like I said, just change it as you see fit to you. So let's talk about Fury. Fury is the icon right below the red arrow. I'm just going to roll a clip real quick and show you guys how quickly that will stack up to 25 and how it will just remain at 25 for the entire fight. Alright, so I started the clip back a little bit so that way you can see that I don't already have any stacks in Fury. Maybe 10 seconds into the fight where they're still buffing up, I'm buffing up, I've already got 10 stacks into Fury without even really much of the fight has started. I'm also kiting around and trying to avoid damage too, so it stays stacked during kiting. I actually recorded this to see how long it would take to get to 25, and it took 24 seconds. So you basically get a stack every second, which is really, really nice. So you'll reach your peak very quickly, and in a 1vx, you're going to be fighting for much longer than 24 seconds. So I would definitely say that this is worth it, and it stays procced all the way until I'm able to finish this last player off. Alright, that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about anything or I left anything out, just let me know in the comment section. I'll definitely respond to anyone, and if I find that I did leave anything out, I'll pin it at the top of my comment section so that way you guys can see it. Lastly, I got challenged by Khyleo, who's another ESO YouTuber. He basically challenged me to do a positive exposure, and today I'm going to be shouting out Kale. He's just a really positive member of the community. He's always leaving me nice comments, even other ESO YouTubers nice comments. So I'm going to be leaving his link in the description below, so that way he gets the love that he deserves. I'm pretty sure that if he saw Khileo's video that he probably knew this was coming already. But thanks, man, so much for all your positivity and all your support. Keep it up, man.